Let's get started with our last module. In this module, we will see different demos on the various web and Windows applications. So we will just revise whatever we learned in the previous modules. So we will make the demos which will use all the functions or classes which we learned in the previous modules. So our first demo is the simple demo, that is we will open the Word app and we will write something in the Word. So it will include the functions like open an app, typing. So those functions we are going to use in this demo. So now let me switch to the Sickly X IDE. Now in this demo, first we want to open the Word. So to opening the Word, we want to find the exe location. So in our case, the exe location will be this. It will be in C, program file, Microsoft Office, Office 15, and there will be one exe named WinWord. So let me copy this path. And now let's use the function that is app.open. And in double quotes, you have to paste the path, and then it will be winword.exe. As we have learned, we have to put here double slash instead of one to escape the one slash. So put it 2. Now it will open the Word. So now first let's open the Word along so that we can make the script by seeing the what we are getting. So here when we are opening the Word, it is giving us the option that what type of document we want to make. So in our case, we want to make the blank document. So we will click on this blank, but when we are opening the Word, we will wait for this word to appear on the screen. So let's use the wait function here. And now let's take a screenshot first. Now let's wait for this search bar to appear on the screen so that we can be ensured that the Word has opened properly. Now once the Word has opened properly, we want to click on the blank document. So we will use the click command here, and let's drag a box over this blank document. So now it will click on the blank document. Now let's click on the blank document. So it will open this, but there is some delay. So in this also we want to be sure that it has opened properly. Let's wait for this to open properly. We can wait for this home screen to appear on the screen. So let's wait for the home screen to appear on the screen. Take a screenshot, and you can also use anything. We will use this, that if the clipboard is appear on the screen, that means it has opened the blank document. So after opening the blank document, we will type something. So let's use the function type, and here we will put the text that Sickly is a GUI automation. Now imagine if we want to enter in the next line. So for that we can use /n. /n stands for the new line. So whatever we will write in the next line, it will be written in the new line in the Word document. So it will be like, it has been written in new line. Now if you want some tab space, so we can use tab space also here. Like let me write this is the example for tab space, and let me give tab here. So /t stands for tab. So let me give 4 tabs before this sentence. So now what it will do is it will open the word and it will wait for the search bar to appear on the screen just to be ensured that the word has opened properly. Then it will click on the blank document just to open the blank document so that we can write in that. So after clicking that, there is some delay, so it will just to ensure that it has opened the blank document properly by ensuring that this pattern is appear on the screen. Now after that it will write this text. Sickly is an automation GUI automation tool, and after that it will enter into the new line, and then it will write it has been written in new line. Here it will give the 4 tab space before the word tab. So now let me save it first. Let's save it here, and it is the demo of write text in Word. So let's save it. Now let me close the Word and let's run. Oh, let's run. Let me close this also. App has no attribute that is open. O should be small. As I have mentioned, Sikli is case sensitive language, so we need to be ensure of this case sensitiveness. Now let's run again. First save it and let's run. So it has opened the word, then it has clicked on the blank document, and then it is right Sickle is a GUI automation tool, and then /n stands for the new line, and after that it is right that is this is the example. So here if you have noticed we have not given /n, so it is typed in the same line, and here for /t they have given the 4 tab space before the word tab. So we can use this special characters in Word by using this / characters. So this is our first demo. Let's move to the second demo. In our second demo, we will see how to drag a file to some folder. We will see the use of the drag drop function in the Sickly XRD. Let's move over to the Sickly XRD. In this demo, we will require a file and a particular folder that will be our destination folder. So let me create a folder that will be test folder, and I will create one file called I will create one text document here, and that is like file 1. So I want to move this file to this particular location, that is test location. So first let's define our region as test folder. So let's define the region, that is test. Now let's use the drag drop function here. In drag drop function you can select from here. First take the screenshot of this file 1 which we need to drag and drop to that particular folder. So here we can define that let's drag this file 1 to the region folder. So this is how our script will work. Let's save it here. And now let's run it. It was dragging file 1 to the test folder. So file 1 has been moved to this test folder. So this is how a drag drop function works. Now if we will run it again, it will not be able to find the file 1 at the particular on our screen. So it will fail with the find field exception. So now let's see the other functions available in Sickly and move to the next step. In this demo, we will see how to work with checkbox. So we will try to check and uncheck all the checkboxes, and you can also check only one checkbox. So let's navigate back to the Cyclics ID to prepare the script. So here we have the settings screen open, and there are two checkboxes. So we need to check those checkboxes. So first let's write the script for checking the checkboxes. So first let's define our region and save it to the variable called region. Let's define the region. The region will be this. Then we need to click on that all the check. So we need to check on all the checkboxes. So we will loop through it. Let we for r in rich dot find all, and it will find for the box. So let's take a screenshot for that. So if it will find any box in that particular region, we need to click on that R. So it will click on it. So it will check the checkboxes. So let's save it first. This is our checkbox demo, and let's run it. So it has checked both checkboxes. Now if we need to uncheck it, just we need to change it to this sign in the script. So this is how we can also uncheck the checkboxes. So let's run it, and it has clicked on both checkboxes and both checkboxes are unchecked. So this is how we can check and uncheck the checkboxes. But if there is a need that we need to check only one checkbox, then what we can do is, let me comment the script. To comment in Sickly, if we want to comment anything, we need to put hash line, hash sign, and then let's click on, let's take a screenshot of the whole line. Now let's run it. It has checked only this checkbox, not this one. So this is how we can also uh, check and uncheck the checkboxes. Now let's move over to the next demo. So this demo is about deleting all the mails from a folder. So in this demo, we will see how to delete all the mails from a particular folder in our mails. So let's navigate back to the Sickly site. So we want to delete all the mails from the label test. Test is one of the folder of my mailbox. So let's define a condition that when this label exists, I mean this all the select all the mail checkbox exist on our screen, then only it should loop through all the statements. So while exist, let's drag a box over that, and when it exists we need to click on it. So let's copy it and paste it here. Then after clicking, if we have noticed, after clicking only this delete button is appearing, so we need to wait for this delete button appear on the screen. So let's wait for this delete button appear on the screen. Let's drag a box over delete button, and then after it appears on the screen, let's click on it. So let me copy this image again and paste it here. Here we will define a variable called is mail found equal to true. So this condition we will add in this while loop also, that when the mail found, then only the loop should continue. So click on delete icon. So here we will set this variable to false when this does not exist in our screen. Let me take a screenshot over that, because when all the mails will be deleted and when we will click on this icon, this image will not appear. So let's drag a box over there. As there will be no mails, it will not have this checkbox appear on the screen. The checkbox will appear, but the tick will not appear on the checkbox. So at that time, let's set this variable is mail found to false. So at that time, there will be no mail, so this condition will be false and this will not be executed. So let's save it first. This is our delete mails demo. Now let's run it. Yeah, here we have already selected, so it was not executed. Let me deselect it. Hence our script is also working fine. We can um, say that, because when this appears, this does not exist, this should be set false, and it will loop through this statements only when this will appear on the screen, and at that time this is appearing on the screen, so it does not go to the loop. Now let's run it again. It has selected all the mails and deleted all the mails. Now again it has selected all the mails and delete all the mails. Now our mailbox is not it does not have any mail, so it is empty. So there is no, this sign appears on the screen. So our script has exited, and hence we have deleted all the mails from our test folder. So this is how we can delete all the mails without our intervention. So now let's move on to our next step. In this demo, we will see how to filter the documents by their type. Like if our folder have multiple documents called Word document, PDF document, Excel document, then we can filter it out in our Sickle script. So we will make that script and we will highlight them. As of now, we will only highlight them, but we can also take action accordingly. Like if we want to select all the Excel documents, or we don't want to select all the PDF documents and take some action on them, we can do that. But as of now, we will just highlight them. I will um, just make that script to highlight the documents by their type. So let's move to the Cycliax. I have put multiple types of document in this folder, that is Word and PDF and Notepad also. So now consider we just want to highlight PDF and Word document except this text document. So for that we will make a script which will highlight only Word and PDF document containing in this area. So first we will define a list of patterns. So here we want to match with PDF and Word, so we will take the screenshot of Word and we want to also highlight the PDF object. So also we will take the screenshot of the PDF pattern. Then we will loop through this pattern. So for all the patterns in this list, it will loop through it. Now whatever actions we need to take, we will define in a separate function. So we will define that function and call it as filter all, and the pass and we will pass the pattern object in this parameter. Now let's define our function called filter all with the parameter x. Now what it will do is it will find for this pattern in the whole region. So we will define a region here, like we want to find for the pattern in this whole screen, and then we will find all for the pattern, and then we wanted to highlight it for 1 second. So for the word pattern, it will call this filter all function, and then in filter all function it will find for all the word objects in this screen and loop through all the word objects and then highlight them. And the same applies for the PDF objects also. So it will go through all the PDF objects appear on the screen and highlight them. So now let me save it first. Let's call it filter document by type, and let's run it. We have to here define the region, not the pattern. So let me delete this screenshot and define the region here and drag a box over the whole screen and then run it again. Save and run. Now it is highlighting for all the word objects, and then it will loop through the PDF pattern and it will highlight all the PDF objects also. So it has not highlighted this file one as it is not in our patterns list. If we will put that no text file in our pattern list, then it will also highlight that. So this is how we can filter the documents by their type. Here we can also take some actions, like if you want to group all the Word documents or move all the PDF files to some folder, we can use them. We can use the drag drop function here. So this is how we can filter all the documents type by using the patterns list and the loop. So now let's move over to our next step. In this demo, we will see how to empty the recycle bin. In this demo, we will also use the function right click. Let's make a script for. Now to empty the recycle bin, we want to right click on this icon. So let's use the function right click and then drag a box over recycle bin. So it will right click on the recycle bin, and then after that we want to click on this empty recycle bin. So let's click on empty recycle bin icon. Let's drag a box over that empty recycle bin, but after that there will be one confirmation message box appears. So we want to wait for this confirmation message box appear on the screen. So wait for the confirmation box or this screen appear on the screen. Now let's click on the button yes. So we will copy this image and set the target offset as yes. Click on the image and set the target offset as yes, and it will empty our recycle bin. Let me close this here and let's save it first. This is a simple script, but it is the demo how to use the right click function. So empty recycle bin. Now let's run it. It is right click on this, then it has clicked. So this is how it is. Now you can see all the files has been removed from the recycle bin also. So this is how we can empty the recycle bin. Now let's move over to our next step. Our next demo is checking Facebook newsfeed. So we will get notification when someone will update his status on Facebook. So we will make one script. Whenever someone will update his status, we will get notified and we will get alert message for this. So let me navigate to the Sickly X ID. So we are going to make a script for Facebook notification. I have already opened my Facebook here. I want to get notification when one of my friend called Meet Shah updates any status on my Facebook. So let's make a script here. We will use that if that particular photo, I mean the profile picture of Meet Shah appears on our timeline, we should get notification. So let's make a script here while exist, and we will take a screenshot of the profile picture of Meet Shah. Let's take a screenshot of that. So what we want to do is, when not exist, let's make the script to sleep for 5 seconds and then again check. So until the Meetsha updates, going we will not going to get it on the second next statement, and then we are going to have the pop-up message. So it's like Meet Shah has updated his status, and then we can also give the alert name, so we will get that notification. So what happened is, it will search in this screen that whether the Meetsha appears on the screen, and then if it will not appear, then it will ask script to sleep for 5 seconds, and then again it will check. So until that Meetsha will not update the status, we will not get this pop-up message. So let me first save it. Let's call it Facebook demo, and let's save it. And now let's run it. We are getting the notification that Meetsha has updated his status. So first, now let me scroll up to the top of my newsfeed, and then let's again run the script. We are not going to get any notification until Meetsha will update the status. So I am going to ask my friend to update the status so that we will get the notification. So I have asked my friend to update the status. He has updated it, and we have got the notification also that Meetsha has updated his status. So this is how we can uh, make watch on someone, that whether he is updating anything on the newsfeed or not. So this is how we can make the script on Facebook notification. Now let's move over to the next. This demo is about Skype alert, that if someone got online, then we are going to get the notification that someone is now available and you can continue with your call. So this is similar as Facebook, but we will use the different function in Skype app. So let's make a script for that and navigate back to the Cycliax. So we are going to use Skype in this script. So I have already opened my Skype, and we are going to make a watch on this user, that is Harshit. So when the Harshit will be available, we will get the alert that he is now available, and we can continue chat with him. So let's make a script for that. We will use the function wait vanish, and here we will have this screenshot. Let's take a box over that, and then we will call the script to check in till 1 hour. So in 1 hour, whenever the Harshad will be available, we will get the alert that Harshad is now available. So let's define a pop-up here that Harshad is now available, and we will get the pop-up name as alert. So what this function will do is, it will wait this pattern to vanish from the screen. When it will vanish from the screen, we will get the pop-up that Harshad is now available. So when any person is available on the Skype, it will there will be a tick on that person name, so the pattern will be changed. So let me save it first. This is our Skype demo, and now let's run it. We are not going to get any notification until Harshad is available. So the script will run for 1 hour. So if in this 1 hour Harshad will be available, then we are going to get the notification. So let's see whether Harshad is coming online or not. Harshad is now available, so we can chat with him. So this is how we can make watch on some person in Skype. So this is different use. We can also use the while exist here, but this is the different function. We can implement the same what we have implemented in Facebook script, but we can use this function wait vanish here. So now let's move on to the next. Our next demo is search for an image in PDF. In this demo, we will search for a particular image in PDF, and until it is found, we will go to the next page. So this is how we are going to search for a particular image in our PDF. So let's navigate to the Cycliax ID. We have one PDF and we want to find for particular image in this PDF. So we also have an image of all the sets of images contained in the PDF. So we will give the image and runtime. So during the execution of script, we will give the image we want to find in PDF, and after that it will find for that particular image in the whole PDF. So let's use the capture function here. So it will ask us to take a screenshot of the image and it will store it in the X variable so that we can use it in our further script. So what we are going to do is we will loop through whole pages of the PDF until that image is found. So if that image exists, then we will stay on that same page, but if that image does not exist, then we are going to search for that image in the next page. So we are going to click on this icon. So let's use the loop here, that while not exists the given image, then click on the next icon. So we will take the screenshot of the next button here, and then we are going to give a pop-up which is like that given image is found. So whatever image we will give at runtime, it will find for that particular image in that PDF. Before that, we are going to take screenshot from this image. So we need to switch the app to that PDF. So let's use the command switch app, and the app will be Adobe Reader. So our script is ready. Let's first save it. This is search PDF. Now let's run it. Let's find for the Facebook image first. Here the spelling is wrong, so it is not able to find the image. Let's correct it and then save it again, and now let's run it again so that it will switch to this app. In previous execution, what it happened is it has searched the image in this photos application only. It has not switched the app to Adobe Reader. Now let's run it again. Let's find for this Facebook icon in PDF. So it has now switched to PDF. Now it is trying to find for that image. It has not found in first page, so it has gone to the next page. Not in second page also, but in third page it was able to find, so it has given us the pop-up. Now let's run it again for the second image. Let me have the screen on front. So let's run it again, and now let's run for this icon in PDF. Now it is on the third page only, and it has found on third page. So the pop-up is we are able to see the pop-up that given image is found. So this is how we can search for the PDF by giving it on the execution during the execution of script. This is the same example which we have executed previously. So in this demo, we are going to search for particular text in PDF. So in this text search and text read, we are going to use the OCR features of Sickly. So now let me navigate to the Sickly XID to make the script. To enable the text search, we need to set some OCR features. OCR features we will get while during the Sickly setup. So let me open the Sickly setup first. I have already installed it, but I can show it from where we can get that OCR features. So here when you will select the first and third option, all the OCR features API will be available in your setup folder. So I've already installed it, so we can use directly the OCR features. Let me close it, cancel it, and let's set. We can first see that what is the OCR features default value. By default it is false. So let me run it, and it is false. So we need to set it to true so that we will be able to search the text through region. So let's set it to true. Here 0 means false and 1 means true. So we have set the OCR text search option to 1. Now we are going to ask the user to enter the text during the execution of script. Likewise, we have done previously in our demo. So let's define a variable called text and ask the user to enter the text to search. So whatever text user will enter, it will be stored in the variable called text. Now we will define the region from where we need to hover that particular text. So we are going to find the text in this page of one PDF. So let's define a region called R and define a region that we need to search for a text in this region. And then we are going to hover that text. So let's pass the variable called text. Now let's save it first. And now let's run it. It is asking us to enter some text we need to search. So we are going to search click delay. So it has found, it has hovered that particular text. Now let's run it for the some second text. So we will search for the weight scan rate. It has found weight scan rate and it has also hovered in on that. So this is how we can search for some text in the region. So we are going to also see one another example for OCR feature. So let's move over to that demo. So this demo is about we are going to extract the spreadsheet data and paste it to some file. So in this demo also we are going to use the OCR feature, but in this demo we are going to use OCR read feature because we are going to extract all the spreadsheet data and will paste it to one text file. So let's navigate to the Sickly XID. So here we have one spreadsheet and we have some data in that. So we want to copy all this data and paste it to one notepad file. So first here we are going to use the OCR feature, that is text read and search. So let's first save it to true, that is OCR text read, and we will set it to true. So it will be, the script will be able to read the data. So now let's define a region that will be our Excel spreadsheet where our data is. So it is like this. Then we want all the tags from that particular region. So we will store that data in one variable called data, and then we are going to fetch that region text using the method text. So all the text inside that region will be stored in this variable called data. Now we want to paste all this data to a notepad file. So uh, let's open a notepad file here. We can also write the script to open the notepad file, but we are not going to waste time there because that we have already seen how to open an application. So let's open a notepad and then only switch the app to notepad. So we are going to use switch app function here, and we will going to switch the app to notepad. Now the focus has been transferred to notepad, and now we want to paste all the data in that notepad file. So we will use the function paste and paste the data in that notepad file. So now let's save it here. This is our extract data. So now let's run it. Let me have the Excel sheet on front. Now let's run it. So it has not pasted the data. So let us find why. We also have to set the tag variable parameter called OCR text search to 1. Now let's save it and again run settings. Now let's again run it. Now if you have noticed, we have not set text search option, so it was not able to find all the text here and paste it to this. So now it has copied all the data from this particular text with this row number also 1 to 11. If you will be able to see here, it will not be in the proper format, but we will be able to extract the data into notepad file. Whatever there in that particular region, all things is pasted here, including name, number, and all the row numbers till 14, because we have take the region till 14. So if we will take the region only this two rows, so it will only fetch this text. But we have take some different regions, so it has fetched row numbers also. This is how we can extract the spreadsheet data and paste it to some file. We can also save that file and save it to some folder. So this we can apply it, and we have already seen those demos, so I'm not going to include those demos here. But the data extraction is possible using this OCR feature, and we need to set all these two OCR features here, because we are including OCR text read and search both in this demo. So now let's move over to the next step. In this demo we are going to see how to download bunch of files. So we are going to download multiple files at a time without our intervention. So let's navigate to the Cycliax. So here we have bunch of files we need to download without our intervention. So let's make a script for that. First let's define our region. So we will define our region, that is this, drag a box over this region, and then we are going to find all the PDFs which are downloadable. So we need to download, I mean not PDF, all the files which are downloadable. So all these three files in this region we need to download. So there is a similarity between these three which has this icon with them. So we are going to find all the patterns which match this with icon. So we are going to loop through that. So for X in r dot find all, and take the screenshot of that particular pattern. So the pattern is for download. So now we will loop through all the patterns which will match with this icon. So we are going to click on X, but if we are going to click on this icon, it will not download. So we want to download which will be the right side of this icon. So we are going to use the function. So first we will take the center of that pattern, and then we are going to take right, let's take 60 pixels. So what it will do is whatever pattern it will match, it will first go to center of this image and then write 60. So there he will get your script will get the downloadable file. So we are going to click on that. So it will find all the downloadable files and then go to write 60 pixel to that particular matched pattern. Now let's save it first. Download files, and now let's run it. The our screen was not active, so let's take it in front, and now let's run it. It has clicked on all three, but we need to ask script to wait for every download so that it will be able to download. So let's use the function wait here. Wait for 4 seconds so that everything will be downloaded. So now let's save it and again run. Let me close this and then run again. Clicked on it, waited for 4 seconds, then it will click on another and waited for 4 seconds, and then it has clicked on the third one and waited for 4 seconds, and then it has stopped our script execution. So this is how we can download the multiple files at a time. So we can run the script and it will download all the files, required files. So we don't need to go to each file and download it. So this is how the script is making our work easier. Now let's move to our next demo. Our last demo is regarding game demo. As we are already aware of the pairs game, we are going to have a demo on the pairs game, and we will use all the cyclic functions, whatever we can use in this script to automate this game. So let me show it to you what game we are going to automate. So I have this game installed on my machine, that is concentration. We have already played game like this, that we have to match the flags. In this game we are going to have match the flags. So we need to match the flags. So we are going to make a Eclipse script which will do this for us. So let's navigate back to our Eclipse IDE to make this script. So to make the automation script for that game, first we need to define the region. So let's define the region, that is game region, and let's define it to the box over that game window. So this is our game region. Then we have to deal with this boxes. So we have to take the screenshot of boxes so that we can use that variable afterwards in the script. So that is game button. So let's take a screenshot of that. So drag a box over this game button. Now what we need to do is we will first find that whether inside this region this button exists. So we are going to first loop it over there. So let's loop for b1, that is button 1, in this region, game region. We need to find inside that region, so we will use the function inside, and then we will find all, and we need to find for this button. So we are going to pass this variable called button, so that we don't have to pass image every time. We can use this variable whenever we want to display and we want to use this button icon. So it will loop for all the patterns which matches this button inside this loop. So for b1 in game region dot inside dot find all game button. Now we need to again uh, loop through this region second time, because we have to match the pattern. So once we will click on this, it will not matter, we have to click on other thing also. So now for uh, other buttons also we need to uh, run a loop. So let's run a loop second time for the matching pattern. Let me correct the spelling, game button. Now this b1 and b2, I mean for the first time b1 has clicked. Let us first assume we have not now written the click functionality, but just assume that in the first loop we have clicked on this, and for the second loop we have clicked on this. So we have to see whether this two pattern matches or not. So if this two does not matches, then we need to continue with clicking option. If two matches, then it will disappear from this tab. So let me find the two matching pattern so that I can show. So when these two pattern will be matched, this will be gone from the region. So they are not part of the region now. So now we need to compare that if b1 is equal to b2 or not. So if b1 does not equal to b2, then we need to continue with the clicking option. So first we need to click on the button from the first region. Then we should wait for some time, because there is a delay if you will see. So we should make the script sleep for some milliseconds. Let me slip the make the script sleep for 1.1 second, and then again click on b2 and then make it sleep for zero point 0.2 second. So if this two pattern does not matches, then only click functionality will be go ahead. If this two matches, then this will be blank like this. So this will be not part of our game. So this is how we can continue till end, and when it will not be able to find this game button, it will stop the script. So let's first save it. This is our game demo. Now let me start a new game so that we can have the whole game example. Now let's run it. It is clicking on the icons until the match is found. So it is happening automatically only. If those matches are found, those will be eliminated from the game. So now the script will continue with the next thing. It will run till all the matches will be found. So it will navigate through all the buttons which is in the region, and then if the match found, then those will be eliminated like this. So now it is for the fourth time the loop is running. So this will not be the intelligent enough like us. This is, as this is a programming language, so it will loop through all this. As we can be able to see that there are two images which we will be easily find, but in this loop they are not. Now it has found and the script has completed and it has stopped with the find field as all the buttons has been gone. So we can also put the break and exit command over here to stop the script. So this is how we can uh, automate the game also. So the memory game, there are very similar games like this we can use in a cyclic script and automate them. So that's it for this game demo.